If you're a woman, this video is going to radically transform your life. I used to weigh over 200 pounds, and these are lessons that I wish somebody would have shared with me when I first started. If you do just one of the lessons that I'm going to share with you, your life is going to radically transform. Your body is not the enemy, it's the messenger. This reframed everything for me. I struggled with bloating. I struggled with gut health. I struggled with fatigue. I even struggled with pain at different points. All of those things weren't my body being the enemy. All of those things were my body trying to send me a message. Before my fat loss journey, I used to drink dairy milk, like regular milk. I remember at some point I drank milk and my stomach felt so bloated and gross and disgusting. And I was like, okay, I don't really like this feeling. Let me just try not drinking milk for a week and I wonder what's going to happen. I felt like I was on cloud nine. Cloud nine. I said, is this what the goodness of the Lord feels like? All I had to do was stop drinking milk. And the key here is not to get mad at our bodies. It's not to restrict our bodies. It's to listen and be curious to what our body is trying to tell us. The size of the problem creates the size of the opportunity. If baby Elias was sitting here right now, I would tell her, girl, if you're looking at your fat loss journey right now in disbelief, frustrated, not thinking you can do anything, I would tell that girl to buckle up. Because once you defeat this, your confidence is going to be through the roof to the point you are going to start a YouTube channel and inspire other people to go on their fat loss journey. Girl, once you solve this problem, you are going to go to Michigan State and be a part of the track and field team, a D1 school. I don't think you guys realize how much when I first started my journey, I did not think I could do it. I did not have the confidence. I did not have the belief in myself. I didn't think anything in my life today was possible. But that problem was so big because the blessing that I'm sitting in right now is so much bigger than I could have ever expected. And if more of us could look at the problems of our life and get excited, if more of us could look at the problem in our lives and get hyped, because the size of the problem is pointing you, it's telling you something. It's saying God wouldn't just give you a problem just to make your life hard. You have that problem because you have the capacity to solve it. And if you're sitting here right now in disbelief, like I can't do it, it's not in me, you wouldn't have the problem if it wasn't in you. Complaining is a disease. It's a disease. It's holding you back. Every time you encounter something that you're like, I can't do it. I don't know how to figure this out. It's too difficult. That means you have nothing left to do but to figure it out. You're not lost. You're just early in the process. I receive so many questions on YouTube. How did you lose the weight? Did you run? Did you lift? How much protein did you have? Did you eat enough carbohydrates? Did you cut carbohydrates? Even sometimes too, guys, the recipes that I posted this avocado, like cottage cheese bread, and I used various meats to, because I made a sandwich out of it. The amount of people, you can't eat that. If you're trying to lose weight, you have to be on 1,500 calories. With fitness and health, there's an overwhelming amount of opinions. Overwhelming. Like, decision fatigue is so real when it comes to health and fitness right now. If you're early in the process, if you feel foggy, if you're like, I just don't know what to do, just take one step. And I don't mean that to simplify our problems, because I know our problems can feel so big and so scary. And you might even be listening to me right now like, okay, girl, but what is that first step? Well, number one, if you're already listening to this video, I already know that you're a high achiever and you want more out of life, and that you do want to see your fat loss journey come off. So based on this video that you're watching right now, your one step could be, what is one thing that's resonated with me that I've spoken to you today? What is one thing that you can try to implement today or tomorrow? One thing. That is your one step. When it's foggy, when you feel lost, when you're like, I don't know what to do, the worst thing you could try to do is create a 5-year roadmap. The worst thing you could try to do is try to figure out where you're going to be in 30 years. Who knows? Who knows? Don't worry about that. Find one simple thing that you could do that seems pretty true to most other people and try that. You don't need to shrink. You need to expand. Women in particular, we have been conditioned to believe that we need to play small, that we need to be quiet, that we don't need to take up a lot of space in a room. We need to go off on a corner. We need to be less emotional. We need to be less opinionated. I think we need to expand. I think we need to take up space. Did you know protein? There's carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. Proteins are the hardest for our bodies to digest, and yet they give our bodies the muscle that we need. And you know what happens when we have muscle in our bodies? We actually burn more calories at rest. So the thing that's less palatable, that's a little bit harder to digest, actually does one of the most powerful things for our bodies that we could ever do. If your whole life is about chasing a smaller size, you are going to miss the opportunity to expand in the way that you need. The expansion isn't just strength. It's confidence. It's discipline. It's joy. It's happiness. I think this one's the most important. Your words shape who you are. And when I say words, it's not just the things that come out of your mouth. It's the thoughts. And here, everyone is judging us. And judging doesn't necessarily need to be a negative thing. Like, we judge everything. When people see you on the street, they may look at your outfit. That's technically a judgment. When you go to a coffee shop and you say hi to the barista, she's noticing you. She's noticing the way you speak. She's noticing the way you carry yourself. We hold such little weight to the words that we say. And not just to the words that we say to other people, but the words that we say to ourselves. If you don't want something to be a reality, never allow those words to come out of your mouth or to be in here. You have to be so intense. I mean, if you're going to be intense about a boy, I need you to put that same intensity right back in here, baby girl, right back to yourself. I need you to be so intense about the words you say to yourself. If you speak something and you don't want that to be your reality, it should not come out of your mouth. And I'm being a little intense here because it's that deep. Women lose weight differently than men. Women have menstrual cycles, and with menstrual cycles means our hormones are fluctuating a lot throughout the month. Our estrogen, our progesterone fluctuate, which affects our appetite. It affects our energy levels. It affects our water retention. It affects our cravings. All of this is going to mean some weeks we're going to feel like we're on cloud nine, and other weeks we're going to feel like we just want to get in bed and never leave, and we hate everyone around us. That will have fluctuations on the way that you manage and navigate your weight loss journey. Men have more lean muscle mass than women. This means that they're going to burn more calories at rest. So a woman and a man could be doing the same workouts, they could be eating the same meals, and the man is going to be able to lose weight faster than a woman. This is not in all cases, but this is taking generalities and stereotypes. Our bodies, from an evolutionary standpoint, have been made to hold and carry a baby. And so we have more fat to be able to protect and be more efficient during pregnancy. So when it's time to lose fat, it can be a little bit harder for women because we naturally store more fat for pregnancy. All of these factors are so important for you to know because when I started, I was listening to everybody and their mama on weight loss. And at the time on YouTube, there weren't many women creators talking about how to lose fat. And so while the people I was listening to were only trying to help, I am not demonizing anyone because at least I had people I could listen to. A lot of their messages were tailored to other men. And so it wasn't taking into consideration that I was a woman with a menstrual cycle. It wasn't taking into consideration that at any point in time, I could have gotten pregnant. Well, y'all know what I mean. It wasn't taking into consideration factors that are extremely important when it comes to navigating a weight loss journey. Your weight loss journey is more than just calories in versus calories out. You have to deeply understand your body, your cycle, your hormones, so that you can make the best decisions for you. And that also means the people that we're listening to need to be able to give us sound information that's backed on science, but also backed on the person and their life experiences. Choose growth over glamour. For the longest time, I thought investing in myself was splurging on skincare, was spending a whole bunch of money on getting my nails done or getting my hair done. But true self-investment is way deeper than that. Your health is the most powerful asset you will ever own. Not your car, not your house, your health, your body, your spirit. My senior year was one of the darkest times that I had ever walked through. I'm very careful in the way that I label things, but I will say I was in a very, very dark time of my life. And every single day, I didn't have a lot of money. I have a lot of friends. But what I did have was $7 a month to be able to purchase a Crunch membership. Okay, that $7 holla, I was all over it. That's all I could afford. And so every single day, maybe not every day, like five days out of the week, I would go to the gym in the morning and I would spend 45 minutes to an hour doing some form of workout just to get my mind. It was the only way I could escape, honestly. All throughout the rest of the day, my mind was focused on all of the issues I was going through. But that 45 minutes to an hour when I was at the gym, it was like my brain would go silent. I would lock into the workout and it was peace for me. Later in the day, whenever I had time, I would go for a walk. And on my walk, I would listen to podcasts, I would listen to audiobooks. I was listening to a bunch of people at the time who were helping me process the things that I was going through. It allowed me to be with me. In that time, even though it was so hard and so difficult to walk through, there were times I had my sunglasses on and I was just crying through my sunglasses on that walk. Like, people would see me and I just didn't care. I had to let it out, and I did. 6 months later, come that January, I was one of the healthiest, happiest girls I've ever been in my life. And I remember being on a trip I was in the Dominican with my mom and my best friend, and they were like, I am so happy and grateful to see you, like, this version of you come back alive again. And I remember thinking to myself, the only reason I was there, the only reason I could show up in that way and get out of that dark time was because of all of that investment that I did to myself. And that investment wasn't super expensive. I didn't have all of this money to give or all this time to give. I did what I could. And now, if you ask me, girl, do you want to go get your nails done or do you want to walk? I'm going to say I definitely want to get a walk in. Can we get our nails done after? But that walk is non-negotiable. Oh, I wish somebody would have told me this. Habits are merely reactions and responses that we have performed so often that they're just now habitual. AKA, habits are things that we just do without thinking because we've programmed our body to naturally do that thing. And then over time, we start to call it our personality. Did you know that 95% of human behavior is habitual? And so if you deeply want to change, you have to become hyper aware of your conscious living habits. What does that mean? Let me break that down farther. If you want to change, you have to become so aware of the unconscious habits that you're making every single day. Why? Because every single morning, all of us go through the same routine. We wake up in the morning, you may brush your teeth, grab some coffee, you use the same coffee mug every single day, you drive into work, you listen to the same podcast on your way to work, you get out of work, you say hi to your coworkers in the same way that you said hi to them the day before, you work your 8 to 10 hours, you go home, you listen to the same podcast, or you call that same friend, you drive home. We go through the same habits every single day. And yet we make these goals and we say, I want to live differently. I want to lose 20 pounds. I want to become the best version of myself. But all of our inputs are the very same thing that we were doing before we made that goal. So the only way you can get to that goal is if you change your inputs. If you change the things that you're doing every single day. How do you change the things that you're doing every single day? You have to become aware of those things. Your fitness journey isn't about you. It's about who you become and how you impact others. One of my favorite quotes of all time says, I was put on this earth to serve others, to inspire others, and to push others to push themselves. So often with our fat loss journeys, we are so selfish. We think it's only about us. Not everything is about us. Oftentimes, your fat loss journey is actually helping you build discipline and build confidence so that you can impact others in your life. When I was younger, I would take everything so personally. I remember somebody making fun of me and the way that I looked and about my opinions, and I would get so deeply hurt. Why does this matter in terms of your fitness journey? Because even if somebody says the nastiest thing about you, it has nothing to do with you. Somebody could say the worst possible thing you've ever heard in your life about you and your body. It has nothing to do with you. I can't stand when somebody says, words don't matter, get over yourself. I will not. Words do matter. Words are how we express ourselves. Words are how we say that we love other people or ourselves. Words are how we connect as a human race. Words matter, but most importantly, the words that you say to yourself matter, because they will be the way that other people judge you. They will be the way that you attract business opportunities in the future. They will be the way that this fat loss flies off with ease or stays on like a burden. Because if you walk around talking about, this is the hardest thing ever, I just can't lose weight, I'm trying everything and I just can't do it. You know what I sound like right now? I sound like one of those old grouchy grandmamas who are just sitting on the couch at 90 years old, bitter. You don't want to be that woman. Speak kind to yourself. Sorry, that was kind of aggressive. I don't mean in an aggressive way. I'm just like genuinely hype about it. Like, speak to yourself as if you're speaking to your best friend. When you speak to your best friend, you are hyping that girl up. You are loving all up on her. You are so delicate about the words that you use. Use that same delicacy with yourself, because what you say will be your reality. If you want more details on this in a written format, I just started a Substack where I am taking everything I'm sharing with you guys in long form videos and really breaking down the science, but in a storytelling way that's fun for us all to read. So check that out below. I love you. And I will see you soon. Bye, bestie.